The sun dipped below the horizon. Michael, an ordinary teenager, found himself lost. The woods had seemed less dense from the road. Now shadows stretched out like grasping claws. He pulled out his phone. No signal. "Great," Michael muttered, shoving the phone back into his pocket. He remembered his mum's warnings about the Talavera woods. Haunted, she'd called them. He shivered, despite the summer heat. A twig snapped in the distance. Michael spun around, heart pounding. Just a rabbit, he thought. But his fear was a living thing, growing with every fading ray of light. He pushed forward, hoping to find a way out before darkness consumed the forest entirely. Each step was a descent into a chilling, unknown world. The wind picked up, rustling leaves into a frenzy. But the sound wasn't right. It seemed to whisper his name. Michael. Michael. He stopped, holding his breath, trying to identify the source. The whispers faded. He started walking again, faster now, fear lending speed to his steps. The air grew heavy, thick with the smell of damp earth and something else, something sickly sweet like decaying flowers. He fought the urge to gag. A low growl echoed through the trees. Michael froze. It was close, too close. Panic welled up inside him, threatening to overwhelm him. A thick fog rolled in, blanketing the forest in an eerie silence. It was cold, unnaturally so. The air felt charged with an unseen energy. Then he saw it, a figure standing at the edge of his vision, tall and skeletal, shrouded in the swirling mist. It was there one moment, gone the next. He blinked, unsure if he'd imagined it. His mind was playing tricks on him. It had to be. But deep down, a primal fear warned him this was no hallucination. The fog shifted, and the figure reappeared closer this time. Its eyes, two glowing embers, pierced through the gloom, fixed on Michael. Terror lent him speed. He ran blindly, desperately, branches whipping at his face, but the figure glided effortlessly through the trees, always staying just behind. "Leave me alone!" Michael screamed, his voice hoarse with fear. The words were swallowed by the oppressive silence of the woods. The fog seemed to cling to him, slowing him down, suffocating him. He stumbled, falling to his knees. He couldn't go on. He was trapped, alone with this thing. It moved closer, towering over him, its skeletal fingers reaching out. Michael closed his eyes, bracing himself for the inevitable. Boo! A hand clamped down on his shoulder. Michael flinched, his eyes flying open. He found himself staring into the grinning face of his older brother, David. "Gotcha!" David chuckled, his face illuminated by the beam of a flashlight. "You should have seen your face." Relief washed over Michael, quickly replaced by anger. "David, what the heck are you doing here?" David shrugged. "Mum sent me to find you. You've been gone for hours." His smile faded. "You okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." Michael hesitated, then glanced back at the spot where the figure had stood. It was gone. The fog was receding, revealing the familiar path leading back to the road. "Yeah," Michael said, forcing a laugh. "Just a little spooked, that's all." But as he followed David out of the woods, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching him. Its glowing eyes still burned into his memory, and he knew with chilling certainty that he would never forget his night in the haunted Talavera woods.